Well, all right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our fabulous Saturday courses. Today, we are doing lesson 1 that is called Exploring Materials. And again, as we mentioned before, we are acknowledging that we are on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We're very thankful to pursue our craft here on this unceded land, and we are being thankful every day for the opportunities that we have, and thankful to be allowed to work here. So if you don't know me, my name is Ollie. I'm a teacher and visual artist. I went to art school in Montreal. I have also a degree in psychology, degree in education from Université de Montréal and McGill. And I also have my master's degree in media studies at UBC in education. I am a visual artist, as I mentioned. I've worked in many galleries, events, and organizations in Vancouver and all around Canada. My email is ollie@creative.com. So if you want to message me or contact me or have questions, this is how you can reach me. And any meetings is by appointment. I'm not setting up a specific time because I know everybody's on a different schedule and it's summertime, so I totally get it. So if you ever need to talk to me, have questions, would like feedback, simply message me and I will give you availabilities and we'll go from there. Okay. So our course objective, I have to move this. So basically, the overall objective of this is that participants will learn different strategies and ways to increase their visibility online or offline, and they will best prepare for the 2021 Vancouver Outsider Arts Festival. So our learning outcomes. So basically, what do we want as a group to gain from this? Okay, so those are not things that we're going to do in order, but things that we're going to really look at like merging together as we speak. So this is a little more technical, so I'm going to go over it quickly, but this will also be available to you in the learning folder I will share with you after today's workshop. So the first thing is that to increase our communication skills as artists, so we want to look at to express our artistic vision in a video, because as part of the Vancouver Outsiders Art Festival, you will be preparing a video. And we're going to look at creating a digital portfolio that represents us as artists. Okay, and I'm going to go over this with you a little later, but that will be more of a personal project according to your own needs. We're going to look at having a greater knowledge on the role media plays in artistic promotion. So to create images and videos to promote work on social media or on print, if you're not comfortable having your work on social media, and to learn about intellectual property when sharing work online. And we're going to look at increasing our abilities to use basic technological tools. So to understand how we can use our personal devices to take good picture of our work or promotional pictures. And we're going to learn how to compress media, for example, photos, videos, and add watermarks. So there's 5 courses. So this is what I want. Some people have asked earlier is there's 5 courses, and the way I see it as an educator is that we're going to build our knowledge every week. So every single week, every single courses are connected to one another. So at the very end, at course 5, you should be ready to take on the Vancouver Outsiders Festival with having all of your promotional tools and videos ready to go. Okay, so everything that we do every week, you're going to use as part of your final promotional kits. So today, as course 1, we're going to look at exploring our camera and taking pictures. So this course was optional for those who already know how to take pictures, but this is also a good reminder. Sometimes that you learn new techniques, but there's something for everyone today. So if you're familiar with taking pictures and promotional videos, there will be things for you to explore to extend. Next week, we're going to look at our artistic identity, which is kind of like, it's very important to think about and sometimes to reflect about who we are as artists in order to create the best promotional tools and videos possible. So we're going to look at different, what are different basically between artistic biographies, artistic statements, and artistic resumes. So you can use this for your videos and also use this in your career if you want to be best prepared to put your work out there. Course number 3, we're going to look at different promotional tools. So we're going to explore digital portfolios, website, social media, and pamphlets if social media and the internet is not something that you're open to look at as a tool of promotion. Course number 4, we're going to look at what video editing is. We're going to look at techniques on how to edit video and a little more depth in editing images. So it's going to complement a bit what we did today after a few weeks of practice. And we're going to look at what copyrights and privacy is and what it looks like and how you can best preserve your work online. And at the very end, so the last class, we are going to present some of the work that you've done over the last courses. And we're going to really focus about how to create a network within the arts community so you can present your videos and your pamphlets outside of the Vancouver Outsiders Arts Festival. So the way the format of the course is, aside from today, because today is the first one as an introduction, will be from 11 to 11:50. There will be some theory, and this will be recorded. 11:50 to 12, there will be a short break. Then we will be working on workshops. So the way the workshops are is that after the theory, there will be time to put what you've learned into practice and start building the tools that you need for the festival. And I will be there as well as everybody else from the team to help you. So the way this is set up is that when you leave your 2 hours here, you leave with something done. You don't leave this, you will leave with maybe some more things to do, but you can get some of the stuff or most of the stuff done during the workshop. So then you can enjoy summer or your other endeavors. And we're always going to do a little closure between 12:45 and 1 to go over final questions, go over what we need for next week. So today's menu, so I always have a menu. So we're going to go over the course's objective, which is already done. We're going to explore the fabulous ring light that you've got, and we're going to learn how to take pictures of our work, or we're going to practice at home using our personal devices. So and today you will need the following materials. So your ring light, if you don't have it, it's okay. You may need a USB adapter to plug the ring light, and you may need a phone or any camera. So do we have any questions in the chat before we go? There we go. All right. Questions on the course outline? No? Okay. All right. So now the ring light. So I'm sure everyone got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ring light. Isn't it pretty? I love it. Thank you so much to the Community Arts Vancouver for providing this to all the participants. It's very kind. It's going to be very helpful, and it saved my life. As you can see, I'm cheating a little. I have another ring light, so that's why it looks so pretty. Kidding. But you see, it totally helps lighting in your house because actually I'm south facing, so I'm not getting any morning sun. So this is all ambiance created for you. So in our ring light, okay, so in the Mosfiata ring light kit, there is a LED ring light, okay, that comes with a USB cable, okay, so that's why you can need a USB adapter. It has a phone clip. This is the phone clip, okay. You have a 360 ball head, that is right here. And you get a tripod. And there's also, okay, this fabulous desktop tripod that you can use if you just want to put the LED light on the desk, okay? And it also comes with an installation manual. Whoops, there we go. That is right here, okay, where everything is here, okay? But what it doesn't come with is a USB adapter, okay? I don't know if you don't know what a USB adapter is. I'm gonna show you right away. That's what it is, okay? So basically what you do is in order to make sure that your ring light works, okay, you have to plug it to a power source, okay? So this is what you use to basically plugging any iPhones, okay, or phones, okay? So you plug the USB into the adapter, okay? And then you can plug into a power source, okay? and this will lit up. It may also work, I believe, if I put it in my computer. There we go. Because there we go, plug in into your computer works as well. So if you don't want to have that many cords, or if you're using the desktop, okay, tripod, plug into your computer. If your computer is in a power source, that will also provide the electricity that you need. So all the instructions to install the, to organize or put together the ring light is in here. But basically, the first thing I did, okay, so like if I turn it, I'm gonna disassemble it, make sure here. So if you look at it here, okay, the first thing I did is use the 360 ball head, and I put it top, and I put it with the ring light, okay, because this basically, with this little function here, what it does is that you can actually like move the LED everywhere. Okay, so you can create angles. So let's say like you want to take a close-up picture, so you can move it this way, you can move it up, you can move it on the side. So basically you have 360 angles, so you can switch it up. The other great function with it, okay, is the phone clip. So if you are taking selfies, or if you're doing, for example, a Zoom call, what you do, okay, is that you take your phone, okay, and you have to put it, there we go. See, I'm gonna use the 360 up here, right here, horizontal, okay, and then you need to make sure here that the camera is going in between the light, okay, so this should be steady enough. Sometimes it doesn't, it's not super steady if you keep the phone case. So if you have, like my phone case is pretty thick, so it gets slippery. Okay, so I have sometimes to take it off. Okay, okay. The menu, yeah, I can take I can do stop share. There we go. And I'm gonna go back to sharing. Is that better? There we go. Okay, so this is how I've put the phone. Okay, like this. Isn't it gorgeous? And here we go. So you can choose the tripod that you want. Okay, so I chose this tripod, the biggest one. Okay, and basically this one, I've connected it, again, I screwed it to the tripod. So I connected the 360 ball head to the tripod. Okay, and then you can adjust the height any way you want. Okay, so this one, I didn't put it super high, but you can actually take it up if your artwork is up. If you are looking at simply recording yourself, let's say playing piano or doing a jazz performance, let's say, you can put it at the height of where you want the light focus to be. So you see it's already as high as me. Okay, well, that doesn't take much. I'm not super tall. So there we go. So that's it. So if I was to do any form of video, again, I'm here, put my phone, and then I can talk. But I look straight into here and I have all the light lighting me. Speaking of the light, you have a great remote. Oh, can't hear. You have a remote. Anybody else hear me? Or can't hear me? Okay, so this is the remote. There we go. So you see, because the LED is plugged into a power source, you will see that it's blue. Okay, so then you know that it is working. Okay, so then you just click on and here we go. Now I'm even brighter. There we go. And there's options. So for example, you'll see a plus sign and a minus sign, or positive, negative. So negative, you see the light is dimming down. Okay, and then up, getting brighter. Okay, so this is it here. So plus sign, negative sign. And then in the middle here, you can change the different tones. So here, this is very bright, but then I can have something that's a little more yellow. Okay, I don't know if you see. I don't know if you'll see the difference on here, but, and then here you have more blue tones. And again, back to bright. something more yellow, something more blue. Okay, so it can really help depending on what you're recording. Okay, we're going to look at different types of lights that you can use a little bit later when we take pictures of work. Okay, so here we go. So this is your LED light. I will also be providing to you different videos that were done on how to use this ring light. Okay, it will be in your folders or on the site for you. So here we go. Do you have any questions while I'm here to put in the chat about the ring light and how to use it or how to install it? No? There we go. Not just yet. All right, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. So now we are going to look at how to take a good picture. This part of the course, definitely we're reviewing things. Some of you will be learning things, but this workshop really is about like sometimes to go over things, help us see things differently. Okay, so now we're going to really look at like using different phones, how you can use your ring light to take a really good pictures, and what are some of the tools that you can use afterwards to work on that picture to make sure that it's a good, high quality picture that will best represent you. So if you are using an iPhone, okay, what you have to do is look at the camera app. So it's called a camera app. So it would be on your desktop. Okay, I'm going to look at it right here for you. You see it is right there for me. Okay, or you can always swipe left on the iPhone lock screen and you'll find it. Okay, so this is what you are looking for, okay, on your phone. So whenever you are on the photo section, like this, okay, so you can see me. Ooh. This is the standard mode, okay? So when you open camera, so basically it is automatically taking you, okay, to where you take a picture, okay? As you can see at the bottom part, okay, there's different options that you can pick from. You don't need to go in any other options if you're a beginner, okay? So if you're starting, or for anybody, you don't need any other options. The camera option here is your best friend, okay? But if you want to explore, okay, and this is something that you would like to extend a little bit later today during your workshop session, if understanding the camera section is something that you're comfortable with, you can explore time-lapse. So that creates a time-lapse video of what you can do. You can do a slow motion video. You can do a panoramic landscape. You can do portraits. So there's different filters that you can explore here. Okay, this I would recommend more for pictures of your promotional pictures of yourself or tools that you're using, but maybe not your artwork. And at the end, it's square. So that limits the frame to a square. So if you want to take your best Instagram picture, this is what you can do. And there's also the video option that's right next to it that we will explore at a different workshop, I believe workshop number 4. So this is if you have an iPhone, okay? If you have an iPhone, again, you have the zoom in and out. So if you want to zoom into something, like you can see me, if you want to see me zoomed in, be like, you go up like this with your fingers. Okay, it goes up and down, see? Or you can press here, there's a button that says 1x, okay? So if you tap on it, it's gonna say, see, now it's gonna go to 2x. Now it's going back to 1. Or if you press, okay, that button, you will see you'll have a scale that's gonna go from 1 to, I believe, 10, okay? So like the zoom of 10, okay? So if you drag onto it like this, it's going to actually like be able to zoom in and out. When you're ready to take your picture, what you have to do, you just have to tap here, the shutter button, okay? So to take a picture, it's just one tap, okay? If you are using an Android phone, okay, which I don't have with me to show, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so you start the camera app again. You need to make sure that you choose a single shot mode, okay, because there's different modes. Make sure that you choose this one. This is the one that will help you best for pictures of your artwork or promotional pictures. And again, touch the shutter icon. And zooming with an Android is done by either using the on-screen controls or by touching the volume key. Okay, and again, press the button, and here we go. Oh, before I, oops, sorry, I may have to go back to this. Do I have any questions in the chat on this? Good grief, sorry. Any questions? Oh, there we go, chat. No, perfect. Okay. So now we're going to look at lighting for artwork. Okay, now I know we just explored this gorgeous ring light. Okay, but if you are looking at taking pictures of your artwork, and I know some of you are not visual artists, as that in 2 slides, there is how to take generic pictures. Okay, so I'm going to look at both options. Okay, natural daylight is your best friend. Okay, I done so many pictures before when I was at home and I just could not find the right light. And especially when I was taking pictures of an artwork that had white or still a white frame, I always felt like the picture had too much yellow in it and it wasn't white enough. It kind of felt like the tints were not quite there. Okay, so what I would really recommend for you, okay, is to enjoy the weather. Okay, go outside. Okay, and have your artwork lie flat outside. Okay, on an overcast day around noon, because that is when the sun is overhead. So really, when we're gonna have like our workshop time, okay, it will be around noon. How convenient. So if you can go outside, okay, you can use a nice big window, okay, but try to make sure that there's no hard shadows. And always put yourself, whenever you're going to take a picture, in a position. Oh, this is weird. Hold on. Let's go back here. There we go. Always put yourself in a position where you're actually facing your picture, because otherwise it may create different shadows. Okay, so outside natural daylight is amazing. So why do I recommend natural light to take pictures of your artwork? Okay, is because color is created on a surface by specific wavelengths, okay, and they're being absorbed, and others are being reflected. So if the light that is shining on a surface doesn't have all the visible colors, so like the full spectrum of colors, they can be reflected, so your camera won't be able to record them. Okay, so the camera on your phone or on your devices are very color sensitive. Okay, so if you have like this great amount of light on it, okay, all the colors will pop through. If you're inside and you don't have the right lighting, then the phone is not going to capture all those pigments. And you know, this is your work. You want to make sure that like your work represents your best abilities. Okay. So lighting for your artwork. Okay. What I suggest, okay, if you are inside, okay, and you cannot necessarily be outside. Some of you may not have an outdoor access or or bright windows. So we're in Vancouver and it's January and it's pouring rain. It's totally normal. Okay, so like it's not like, oh no, I have to go outside and put my artwork in the rain. No, no, no. Okay, so what I always suggest is that you put your artwork on the wall. A bit like I have behind me, I have an artwork on the wall. Okay, make sure that it's there. And there's like also nice, like maybe not my light now, but there's like nice like space around it, so it's not too cluttered. So move things if you need. Like sometimes I have in my place like a spot where I always hang my artwork. Okay, so I know that there's nothing around it. Okay, and I would say like all the lights and extra lights that are around you, okay, I would turn them off, or even like I would say close the blinds to avoid any shadows, because you want to make sure that when you're going to take your pictures, okay, that the light is equal all around. Okay, so you may get light coming from the window, you may get light coming from a lamp, or like you may have like, oh no, the kitchen, the oven is on and you have the little oven light, and then it's gonna reflect, it's gonna be just your luck and it's gonna reflect on the picture. Okay, so make sure that there's nothing else. And now you can use your ring lights or other lights. And I would recommend if you have other lights, okay, so this little ring light is amazing, but what we like to want to create is what we call a triangle setup. So this is what a triangle setup looks like. So basically, like this is your, on the top here is where your artwork is. And you, whoops, sorry. I clicked and I shouldn't have clicked, there we go. You want to make sure that you have like two lights that create some sort of like a 45-degree angle. So basically the light projects onto the artwork going this way. So then that way, like the full artwork is fully lit up on each corner. So basically this will avoid creating shadows on your pieces, okay? And then you put your camera, okay, right in front of it, okay, centered, okay? And then you step behind. I would say try to avoid, I'm gonna say that later, try to avoid zooming in to your piece, okay? Try to find, we're gonna see later how we can crop your picture, but really it's good that like you're able to like have, it's okay if you have things around. It's okay, like for example here, like I can take a picture of the horse, but it's okay that there's things around. It's not the end of the world. We're gonna look at how we can crop it as long as your piece of work has the light coming from both angles if you're taking pictures with light, okay? So here, okay, the angles, okay, when you take a picture are very important, okay? They're not the end of the world if it doesn't work, because there's ways around it. There's always a way around it. But if you can, okay, I would always recommend that you, when you take a picture, that you go on grid mode, okay? So this works for the artwork, but it will also work, and I'm gonna show again, I guess the slide after, for any picture that you would like to take, okay? So use a grid to make sure that the camera basically and that your artwork are aligned together, okay? So for an iPhone, okay, so I have like here this picture. So you can go to settings and choose photo camera, and then you switch grid on, okay? And Samsung Galaxy or any Androids is similar. You have to go to setting and scroll down and switch the grid line on. So you see here now, I don't know if you can see it, maybe it's a little too dark, but I have the lines on my phone, okay? So here we want to take pictures, okay, of objects or people. We're looking at what we called the rule of thirds. So the rule of thirds is like, it helps you with your composition because it breaks down your image both horizontally and vertically. So you see here, okay, use the grid line to position like all the essential compositional elements. So if everything that you want to take a picture of is right in this corner, maybe you're not positioned well. You want to make sure that what you want to picture basically fits within nicely within the nine squares, and that your focus are around the center, or that your focus are where the lines are, okay? So the rule of third, basically what it does, it identifies 4 power points at the center of each grid line intersections. So here you see this one, okay? So for example, if you would like to take a picture of somebody, let's say, or yourself, or another artist, always try to make sure like their eyes are around here, okay? Like the first rows here, because you want to, because this is like where the focus point is on your picture, okay? This would not apply as much for artwork, because your artwork, you want to make sure that it's within the picture, but like you could use the lines here to make sure that your camera is straight, okay? That helps a lot, okay? It's like a ruler, basically. So when we talk about composition, okay, when I say we're going to compose, we're going to create a great picture or a great artwork, okay, we're looking at what the shapes, the texture, the color, okay, and all the elements that make an image. So if I say, okay, work on your composition here, if you're creating your own thing, like what is it? Is my color good? Does the light make sure that like my picture reflects what I like? Is there nice texture? Are things defined? Okay, so when I'm going to use composition to guide you with creating your pictures, this is what we're looking at. So something is, again, that I mentioned before that is really important when it comes to taking a picture, okay, is to set the focus or check your distance, okay? So if you're taking a picture of an object, for example, you are in your recording studio and you want to take a picture, let's say, of you mixing something or your mixing board and say on your Instagram, oh, new mix coming up soon, and you just want to tease it by showing that you're working, okay, make sure that you're focused, okay? So there's this beautiful little thing here that's focus. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a sun. I don't know, it's too close. I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to add it to the group after, okay? Make sure that you touch. So if you touch your screen like this, it's going to show you where the focus is, so you can move your focus. So I want my focus, let's say, to be where, I don't know, where the ring light is. So I click it there. So like the camera is going to focus on that particular part, okay? And not as much on everything that's around it, okay? And if you're taking a picture of your artwork, okay, if you hold your camera back further than you think from your painting, it will help produce, okay, basically what they call the optical lens distortion, okay? So if you're too close, sometimes you may think like, why does my artwork seem crooked in the picture, but it's like straight, but it seems crooked? It's because you're too close. It's totally fine, again, as I said before, to have more around your composition that you can crop than you're too close, and then like there's things that are don't seem to be lining up, okay? Any questions? Not right now, that I see. All right. After all of this is done, you're ready to take your picture. So those are all things that you consider. This is all the steps that you need to know right up to leading up to taking your picture. Okay, so now if you have all these steps down, you're ready to start taking pictures. Okay, now we're going to look briefly about what happens after. So you're cropping. So when you're done, okay, this is when you can use the cropping tool to remove any other elements from the picture, okay? So what you do is that you're gonna pull in one of the corners till the frame. So it's gonna show a preview of your crops. So I'm gonna show you a step-by-step together, but let's say here I have this painting here and I have white around it, okay? So what you do, you click edit at the right corner, okay? And it's going to give you 3 options at the bottom. And it's very similar with any Android phones. It's made the edit button may be elsewhere, but you just have to click the word edit. And you have to look at this icon here that looks like a square. So you look at your square, okay? And then you press on it. And then you're gonna see that they have like these little like right angles that are coming up. So you can move it around. See, it creates a shadow and it moves it up. So I'm going this way again. I move it with my fingers and I go this way. Am I happy with this? And then I click done. And then my picture now, if you look at it, has no white around it. Okay, so this is how you can get rid of everything around your picture that you don't like, okay, or that you don't want. So if you want to do any editing, you can. If you have the right lighting, for example, when I take pictures outside, I really had any editing to do because the natural light really enhanced my piece of work. But sometimes when you're inside, you may want to add some little effects to your painting. For today, I know some of you are on completely different levels, but the main thing that we want to make sure that everyone is capable of doing today is that they're able to take one good picture using lighting, indoor or outdoor, be able to crop it, and be able to use the ring light. So this would be kind of like a next step for some of you who would like to explore some editing. So if you like to explore some editing, here are some of the main editing tools that are available on your phone or your phone, like iPhone or Android. Okay, so you have the exposure. So it's a tool that brightens or darkens your picture. Okay, so if you say, oh, my light was good, but the painting is a little darker than it should be. So then the exposure tool, okay, will brighten up just a bit. Okay, or sometimes like, ooh, it's a little too intense. Maybe I went overboard with the light. I'm just gonna take it down a notch just a bit. Okay, there's the brilliance tool. Okay, that is great for bringing details. Okay, so if you want a more richer feel, okay, and more vibrant, especially if you are an artist who explore a lot of colors, then maybe that's something that you want to look at. It's like, oh, here, like my yellow came out a little too dark, and the yellow in person really pops. So you can fix it, not to like not to like change your artwork, but just to make sure that like to fix the little things that you may not have caught with the light. So there's a highlight tool again that brightens only bright areas of your picture. Okay, so if you want the bright spots to be even brighter, it's not going to be an overall brightness. It's the editing tool is going to recognize those spots that are bright compared to the other parts. The shadow, then that's the other way. It only affects the dark areas in your picture. Contrast plays with the dark and bright tones in your picture. The brightness also, just like tools, basically is just to add more brightness, but it does it in a different way than exposure, but both are very similar. The black point tool affects the brightness of only the dark tones of your pictures, and the saturation makes all the colors more vibrant. Basically, it's similar to brilliance, but it has more, I would say, I prefer saturation when it comes to playing with colors than brilliance. Brilliance maybe a little better, in my opinion. It's not for, maybe you may differ, but for like, let's say a picture of like your recording studio. So that's it for your first part of the lecture today, because we're already looking at 12:20, and I want to make sure that we are done by 1 and that you have time to do some workshop activities today. So what the workshop, how does that entail? So you participants will work independently on tasks, okay? So I am here. The Zoom stays open for a conversation and to help each other out. And that part is not recorded. So if you have any questions, if you're like not too sure about how things work, if you want to just share what you're doing, like, hey, I've just done this. And then I can be like, your work is so amazing. Can you help me out with my work? This is where we create that sense of community, and me and the staff can help one-on-one. We can create breakout rooms if you want, according to abilities or art practices. So your suggestions for your workshop today, okay, is that I suggest first, if you have not explored the ring light yet, that you take the time to make sure that you know how it works. This is number 1, super important, okay, because you're gonna need this ring light to do all your videos for the festival. You can create a plan or plan a setup to take pictures in your environment. So if you're not too sure, say, would this be a great spot? Do I have enough light? Really, like, if you have questions about that, do it. You can also explore your phone or camera to go over what we've talked about. Just take simple pictures and explore the different editing tools. And you can just go to town and start taking pictures. Okay, so you'll have about half an hour. I put that group returns around at 12:45 for this. There's extensions available. So if you are somebody who has been taking a lot of pictures, who already have an online presence, okay, in the chat, I will be providing 2 links. The first link will be a site where you can have a list of different photo editing apps for your iPhone or Android phone. Okay, so if you want to take your photo editing further, let's say that you would like to start adding text to it, you can go there and read some of the articles, and I'll be there to guide you with your choices. Or if you want to explore tools and resources to create images for your social media, there's also another article. So for example, if you already have a bank of pictures, you're happy with it, but you don't really know, because I know some of you are mentioning this, how to like level up these pictures in order to create an online presence. So you can explore sites such as Canva, who helps you with image editing particularly for social media. Also in the chat, I will put the link to all of the editing tools that I've mentioned before, but it's an article online, but it has like specific step-by-step for everything with clear description of images. So the link will also be provided for that. To go the ring light and the object to, yes. So I will go, so I'm gonna go over it again when it's off camera, and then we can do it together with our group chat whenever we are done.
Thank you.
And that's it. So after this, we're going to be doing some sharing. So this will not be recorded. And what I'm going to show you right now is your homework for next week, but I'm going to talk about it after. It's not big homework, but continue practicing taking pictures. So if you are watching this at home and you're doing this on your own, so try to have 3 to 5 pictures for next class. Okay, that would be great. Okay, so if you already have pictures, you can take new ones or select pictures that you would like to use for upcoming workshops. And make sure next week that you bring a pen and paper to next class or a digital tool to write with, because we're going to do a lot of brainstorming and writing, because we're going to learn how to create an artistic statement. And our next workshop will be on July 24th, 2021, where we're going to explore artistic biographies, artistic statements, and artist resumes. And we're going to go as well over the first assignment and look at some of the pictures that you brought. So this is the last slide of the recorded segment for today. So thank you for being here. And I will now sign off, stop the recording, and spend some time one-on-one with you.